Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Suzanne and God Crochet and Chatter. First of all, I'd like to welcome my new subscribers. I am so glad you decided to join us at God Crochet and Chatter. And I love all your comments. And it's just great that you have found us and become a part of our family. All right, let's get to our studies today. We read Joshua chapters 1 through 4. And tomorrow, chapters 5 through 8. Now, these studies in these chapters, there is so much to learn. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. First of all, I want to talk about the next pagan god is Dagon. And Dagon was a god of the Philistines. And when the Philistines captured the ark and took it into their temple, the next day, guess what? They found the statue on the floor, fallen over. So they lifted it back up. The next morning, it fell over again, but this time the head and the feet fell off. And, God's a jealous God. And the Ark of the Covenant is not going to share space with a pagan god. Never going to happen at all. But these are the type of things that the children of Israel are going to experience as they travel forward in the land of Canaan. They're going to come up against many pagan gods, and they must remain true to God. Have you ever wished for second chances? The book of Joshua reminds us that God is the God of second chances. Remember the children of Israel? They failed. They could not enter the promised land. They had failed. Well, the second generation now is going to be crossing over the Jordan with Joshua as their leader. And wow, what a courageous generation this is going to be as they overtake the land. God gave the next generation another chance. Having learned their lesson, the results were different the second chance around. The story of their conquest and settlement of the land is inspiring. They were very brave, very courageous. In fact, Joshua tells them, "Be strong and very courageous. Keep this book of law always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it." How much more today do we need to meditate upon the Word of God? We need to study it day and night, meditate upon it. It should be the first thing on your lips in the morning and the last thing on your lips at night. Pray, study, meditate. Transform your mind. Learn about the fruit of the Spirit. Put those on you as part of your armor. We must wear the armor of God. Well, remember when the spies went out and they searched out the land? They reported back to Joshua all that had happened regarding Rahab and the spies. They go, "Yeah, man, she kept us safe, and, this is great what happened here, what God is doing." He said, "The Lord has surely given the whole land into our hands. All the people are melting in fear of us." Wow. So here come these Israelites, and they're fearful because they're conquering them. And I like what it says, all the people are melting in fear because of us. Wow. And then we get in chapter 3, the crossing of the Jordan. Joshua told them when they saw the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord, your God, and the Levitical priests carrying it, you are to follow it. You will know which way to go, since you have never been this way before. Well, this is why it is so imperative that we need to study to know which way to go. Put on the full armor of God. Be very courageous. Now, they were told also to keep a distance of 3,000 cubits. That's about two-thirds of a mile between you and the ark. Don't go near it. You know, the Levitical priests were the ones that carried the ark. They were the only ones to go near the ark. To do so, if you got closer, you would die. You know, it's kind of all about obedience. Then they crossed the Jordan River. God will make a way when there seems no way. The stones that they collected once they crossed over, the 12 stones representing the 12 tribes, the nation of Israel, it was a memorial that whoever came by that place would see these stones, and they were to tell them to their children and their children's children. Yeah, let me tell you what happened here, man. It's so cool. This is how great our God is. This is what he did for us. So today, shouldn't we be telling the story of what Jesus Christ did for us today, what he's doing in our lives today? Wow. And you know, the people were so thankful for Joshua. They were in awe of Joshua just as they were Moses. They respected him. Now, sometimes, as we know, the children rebelled against authority, but they respected and feared them. What are your stones of testimony? So great was the moment, it needed to be remembered for all generations, the mighty hand of God. You know, today, through photos, media, good works, testimonies, you know, that's how we tell our story, our testament, our stones. Share the goodness, the love, and the power of God and Jesus Christ with clarity and boldness. Now, I want to read something here in 1 Corinthians 10, 1 through 13. Moreover, brethren, I do not want you to be unaware that all our fathers who were under the cloud all passed through the sea. All were baptized into Moses in the cloud and in the sea. All ate the same spiritual food. All drank the same spiritual drink, for they drank that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ. But with most of them God was not well pleased, for their bodies were scattered in the wilderness. Now these things became our examples, to the intent that we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted. Now they lusted with what the pagans were doing, eating their food, their customs, not good stuff. And do not become idolaters, as were some of them. As it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. Now, nor let us commit sexual immorality, as some of them did, and in one day 23,000 fell. Nor let us tempt Christ, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed by serpents. Nor murmur, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed by the destroyer. Now all these things happened to them as examples, and were written for our admonition, on whom the ends of the ages have come. Therefore let him who thinks he stands take heed lest he falls. No temptation has overtaken you except such as common to man. But God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able, but with the temptation will also make a way of escape, that you may be able to bear it. Now, there's nothing that can ever happen to us that God's going to leave us to our own devices. We need to pray for comfort, pray for strength, pray that we don't fall into the patterns of today's society. You know, today's society with the millennials and the gays and everybody with all these differing agendas, they're going to fall, and they're going to fall hard. They're going to fall into the hands of a very angry God. And we see what happened in our studies when that happens. It never turns out good for people. So we need to pray for people. We need to keep studying. We need to keep praying. We need to keep growing in the Word every single day that we're alive. So I hope you've enjoyed this study into the first 4 chapters of Joshua. We're going to see many things happening as we go along in our readings. And tomorrow, again, is Joshua chapters 5 through 8. I hope you've enjoyed that devotion and lesson that I taught today. I know when I was studying it, I went, oh, wow, I could preach on different sections of this for a long time. But I had to kind of condense it down a little bit. It's hard sometimes, you know, because you just want to, I want to tell it all. All right, many of you have expressed that you really like this star potholder. Now, I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and teach you how to do this. So what I would like for those that are interested, over the next couple of days, create 2 granny squares, and you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds. Start from your center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get that done in the next couple of days. What is today? Wednesday? So let's say on Saturday, I will teach you how to connect the 2 squares together. It's so easy, you're not going to believe it. All right, everyone, I'm going to get started on my square so that by Saturday, I can teach you the rest. All right, everyone, that's it for today. That's all, folks. I'm going to go ahead and fix us our dinner and sit down, and I'm going to start on my squares. All right, everyone, Lord willing, I will see you all tomorrow. Again, welcome to my new subscribers. Thanks for my regular subscribers for tuning in each and every day. I can't tell you how much I am blessed by that. All right, Lord willing, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.